So Nix is just got here for training, and we do boundary training here. So sit. Start again. So he just got here. Let's see if we can get him to do a little sit. He almost acts like he knows what it means, sort of. But if he doesn't really have a sit, he certainly doesn't have a stay. If I say down, and maybe I repeat it another time, down, he has no down. And if I send him over to say hi to Ronnie and you pet him and I say, come, he obviously has no come command. So it's pretty much raw material. This is his first day, haven't started the training yet, and we'll show you after the training's done how much he has learned. Here is the greeting routine we practice with Nix every day. Sit, walk him up to somebody. He doesn't really know him. This is a new person, and I think when he did meet him before, he was wild and crazy. It was before the training kicked in, so he hasn't met Brandon for a while. All you're going to do is just let him take it from your hand. Just let him accept it, and then I'm going to call him back to come. Don't pet him, okay? So go ahead and go like this. Go say hi. He accepts the treat from a stranger. Come. You call him to come. Good. You can even add, as you walk back after your recall, add this little sit, little circle, extra dominant. And whenever you do that, you're going to have him do a down or a sit. Precede that with a circle, down, or precede it with sit, and you'll fall right back into it. It's a great move to do, especially in the beginning when you're first practicing, the first few months you're doing it with the dog. You could also, and this is when you're practicing with people that, maybe family members or people that he knows, on your own property, like this is in our yard. Nope. And this is like the second time that he wanted to go over there, and I tapped him, and he went back. You see how it works? So this is about doing less. There's no more muscling him. There's no more, struggling. It's about the tap and release, and about body language, as you can see. I'm going to send him over again. Go say hi. He's not jumping. He's taking the treat. Come. Good. One last time. Sit. I'm not going to do all that other stuff. I just wanted to show you what you could do once you feel like you're practiced enough and you can do it successfully. Now this time, as he takes it from you, just pet him once. Okay. Just stroke him. He's going to be fine. He pops up. Nope. You say no. Do that circle. Gentle but firm. As soon as his butt hits the ground, you release it. It's not popping, hanging, none of that. Just gentle but firm. Go say hi and pet him. Good. Come. Good. So just the fact that he goes over to somebody new, he's got that yummy goat cheese that Nix is crazy about, but he respectfully goes over, takes it from him, and he doesn't jump. And you got another piece. Go, give him that last piece. Yeah. Every time you do this, you see how he'll come back to you just naturally, because we've done it so many times with so many different people. But don't ever stop saying the command. I just wanted to show you that. Good boy. And then he's way more likely to be okay with somebody. Come. If you see trouble brewing, you got your recall, call him out of there. Although he was going to be fine. So that's your greeting routine. Do it on neutral territory, or much more neutral territory than your house. Inside your house is the worst place to do it for a dog that might be protective or out of control. So always have the people meet you in your driveway, your yard, whatever. Do it out there. You need a spacious place that's less likely for him to guard. Inside your house, that's the place he's most likely to guard. Some stranger or anybody walks through that front door, he gets excited right away. So do it out here, and then you all go in together, and then maybe you can do a couple more inside once he's done it a few times with the person out in a more open, neutral space. Sit. You're going to walk Nix up to the mat when you're doing this exercise. You're going to have him sit. And you could say no and tap him. If he drops into a down like that, you say no. And this might happen to you, especially with you. When I'm not there anymore, he might do it a lot. So just gently but calmly reset him. With him, because he's so, such a husky or Malamute, whatever he is, he doesn't want to really do this, and he really didn't want to do this, but we've sort of taught him in a way that he kind of likes it, but he just wants to run and pull sleds and stuff. So before he calms down, sometimes he'll make a mistake or two, but then once he's in the groove, you can see he like gets into the groove and he does it better. And that's, those mistakes in the beginning are starting to diminish, and if you keep practicing like this, you'll have less and less mistakes over time. But this is after 3.5 weeks of doing this. So we had him sit, and then he's on your left, obviously. Always keep this leash loose with a little bit of slack, but you can still just tap him if you need to, if he goes before you release him. With your right hand, pat his chest and say, always keeping him loose. So he's really waiting for you, not restraining him. Go to your mat, walk over with him, and say, down. And then start the exercise. If for some reason he's not going down for you, do this. Everything's simultaneous. Down. If you say down, he ignores you, and then you push him down, you get stuck in that pattern forever. So if you know that he's not quite solid enough with you with your down when you're practicing after he's back home with you, just do this for a couple of days. Anytime you're going to do a down, down. And then pretty soon you won't have to do the foot part, because all he knows is that he hears it, and as soon as he hears it, he goes there. And then you don't have to do the physical part later on. So when you're rewarding him, always reward him from in front. Good. Make sure that you place it on the mat. You see how he's respectfully waiting until I place the reward on the mat, and then withdraw, and then he takes it when I withdraw, and I say good when he takes it. You want him to love that word good, and he will love it if you say it in as many circumstances as possible at the moment he gets the reward. So always do that. Good. And see how he's kind of twisted around. Usually if you just, so you're not going to reward him where he is, you're going to reward him in the middle of the mat where you want him to be. He'll usually, and most dogs will usually reset themselves so they're more in the middle of the mat. But you definitely want to have this, at least this, where he's completely on the mat. Good. He'd be turned a little bit in the back, but really what's really important is that he's really staying in a downstay and waiting until he's released. And I normally do a 5-minute exercise or so, and I have graduated to doing things like, and he might make a mistake, pulling on the leash. So if he gets up like that, you say no. Gently but firmly put him back. I gently kind of put a little pressure on the leash there. Now, he's staying there. See how he is hanging off the mat? If you step into him, he'll back up. With me, he does. It's a very dominant move, of course, to walk into the dog, and the dog's like, whoa, okay. It means that he respects you, that you're on your way to getting him to respect you because he's backing off to you. He didn't try to bite your feet or something or jump up and run away. Good. But that would be something to do when he's hanging off the mat. Just walk right into him. And when he backs up and resets himself, at least on the mat, somewhat like that, he's on the mat completely, he's just a little crooked, then you reward him. Now if he continues to be this way, you can always, okay, reset him. See how I do a couple of left turns? And I'll just put him back on the mat, down, and reset him. So where I want him. You can do that too. That would be the best thing to do. Nope. Make sure he really waits. Good. Until you withdraw. Every time that you have him wait like that, and this, by the way, I'm using this like organic goat cheese that he loves. It's a yummy treat. It's a high value reward. Good. You got like a 2 seconds, 3 seconds of complete focus, respect for you. He's really waiting until you actually withdraw. He's not grabbing it. He's not jumping the gun. We're forcing him in all these little different ways with the stays and how, and also you can see that the delivery of the reward is very important. How he's forced to think throughout the day, just for these little periods of 3 seconds and 5 seconds and 20 seconds, and while we're having him sit and wait at boundaries and all these other situations. Good. You see how doing that over and over again every day through the weeks and the months to come, you make him way calmer? So just practicing this simple mat exercise where he accepts you walking around him both ways. You know he was popping up like crazy when you walked behind him before, and making sure that you're enforcing that very calm, the very calm accepting of the treat on his part, which means you have to do it a certain way. So you have to be calm. You have to do exactly what I'm doing. And notice how I swing in. Good. I'm not going like this because that will trigger him to pop up and try to grab it. So you swing in and just do like you see me do on the video, and you'll have this behavior. Every day you do this exercise, you release him. We're really after the byproduct of how doing this sort of thing changes the dog over time and teaches him to be calmer in general. We're really after changing him 24/7. So every day you do this, our goal is that when you release him out of this exercise, just a little bit calmer every time. Okay, lead him off the mat, have him sit, and then to release him to be free. Another time when he waits. You're never restraining him. The leash is always loose. Go. He's really waiting. He's really waiting for it, and then he might want to play with you because you know how he is, but he's getting calmer. He's getting better and better over time. We're after that calm release, the calm acceptance of the reward, the solid downstay, sit stay, and the way that it changes him over time, so that later on you don't have to do so much training, and he's way more in control and just calmer in general than he was before because of how you do the training. Sit. I'm going to take Nix out in the public here, and I had him sit a little bit close to the gate, and that's always a trigger for a dog to pop up, but he stayed in the sit stay. I'm going to step out first. You're always doing this boundary thing. See how he's waiting till I came back. Do this at your front door too. If this is your front door, he's hooked up. Your walk or your training always starts, no, you're not going to collapse, always starts on the inside of your front door. So you have him sit, you open your front door, you step out just like this, which is what we just did. We don't have to show you every boundary. It's exactly the same over there. And then he waits till you come back. That's respect. That's realizing that this boundary is not his, and he can't just drag you through every time. He waits until he actually goes through with you. And probably now he would think, oh, David already stepped through, so we're going to go now. Nope. You see how anticipation works? So you work on this. There's all kinds of little things to work on. So now he's thinking, for sure we're going. Nope. You see how gentle this is to practice something over and over again? Our goal is that he's not following our body blindly, but he's actually waiting for the command. Nope. See how every time, like what he's struggling with is the hundreds and maybe thousands of times that he rushed through a boundary with somebody before he came here, and following somebody's body in the kind of training where you just go somewhere and the dog, he's sniffing the ground, he knows he's going to have to wait, where the dog doesn't even listen to your commands, he's just following you blindly. That's not the kind of training we want. We want to have the next level where he's like a person, he's waiting for us. See that time? When you try something, good, and then he makes some mistakes, but then he's successful, reward him when he does it the right way. See how I just continue to do this? Now I bet he really thinks, okay, now we're really going to go. He's got it. He gets a reward for doing it the right way. Good. He only goes through a boundary with you when you come back and say, okay, see? And then if you have a door to close or a gate to close, another opportunity to do your left turn. That very powerful, useful move where your body shows him where to go. It's kind of like tap. You're literally tapping the brakes as you turn because it slows him down. If he lags behind, you tap in the direction you're going. If he wants to rush ahead, you tap like that, and it slows him down and turn. Okay. Sit. So the next boundary, curbs, very important boundary. We don't want him, or at least we want him to be way, way, way less likely to be running out in the street the first chance he gets. You got your come command that's pretty solid, but also if you always treat the curb the way that we're treating boundaries with doorways and gates, that becomes a pattern, and over time, he's probably just going to hang out here, and you have the recall as well to work on and call him back to you. And also, it's a great opportunity for him to think and focus. And every time you do something like this, you're reasserting the fact in a very gentle but firm way that you're the boss. He's doing what you're telling him to do. He's respecting the boundary. Okay, he's only crossing with you. You know what a big puller he was when he came here. So across the street, that's where he's got to sniff everything. That's where I've been practicing, and you can do it in a quiet street like this with little traffic. I've been practicing this, walking across slowly. And you could even do this. Come on, bud. Do that left circle as you go across. And then I'm going to release him right here. Another left circle and sit. So that was a little training session from that curb to this curb. Go. Now he's free and you can start the walk. And it's free time. And if you do your front door, your gate, the curb, or as many boundaries as you have between you and your where you're going to walk in the sidewalk, you'll see he starts to walk way calmer. It's just a way, it puts him in the zone, even if it's just a 2-minute project for you. Starting on the inside of your front door, do it exactly the way we just did it. And then your walk should be a relaxing exercise you do with him, and just relax and have him walk with you. And why don't you follow me a little bit, and then see the walk is like this. If he pulls you, let him go to the end of the leash and just tap him like that. If you start off anticipating that he's going to pull you, you're going to trigger pulling by doing that. So start the walk the way we started on the inside of the front door. When you put the leash on him, come out here, you're in the zone, he pulls, all it takes is a tap. He's way calmer on your walks. Every day and week you do this, over the weeks and months, come. They'd come. You also have good, you also have your sit, your recall. If he gets a little crazy or is pulling or you see another dog or a distraction, go. You have your recall, and it's really, so much of this is just about leash handling etiquette. It's never any more tension when he's pulling or anything like that. It's tap and release, tap and release. I'm going to talk about the come command now. And I practice this all through the video. You saw it in the greeting routine. You see it out in public. You see it here. But just to break it down, left hand leash, right hand reward, a closed target. Come. Always try to practice calling him when he's looking away from you, like just then. Good. It's so easy. Your left hand grabs the leash. He comes to your right hand target. His nose touches it. You open it. He gets the reward. You're calling him. You're practicing this way. Because, and you back away. When you back away, the dog is drawn to you. I showed you how he'll come whichever way you turn, because I wanted him to face the camera. So it's about backing away when you practice come like that. There's no treat now. He doesn't know there's no treat in here. Good boy, you're the best. He's gonna get annoyed with you if you do that a lot, but good. I'm gonna pay him there just because we're doing this video. I want him to be as best as he could be. But in an emergency, you just need to call him to you once. So there's no leash, there's no collar. You call him to come to you. Come. Good. And your other hand hooks underneath his collar with the tags, the cloth one, not the training collar. And you have him, and you could save his life someday. So you practice this recall in that way so that it works with no treat and no leash over time. Because even for the last 1,000 times, which is probably how many times I've practiced calling him to me since he's been here in the last month, it's always gone that way because I was always able to reinforce it gently but firmly with the leash, backing away, using the target. He has no idea why. Good boy, why he loves coming to this. So keep doing this, you'll have the same thing. Might take a couple days or a couple weeks, depending on how how well you master my moves. Of course, we've already practiced a lot, and we'll practice a little bit more. But it's really about you doing these moves. These moves in time will trigger these behaviors. So keep practicing. Okay, let's go. Here we go. We're going to practice a little sit stay out here with tons of distractions. Sit. And it took a lot of work, a lot of practice for him to stay in sit stays with people going past and carts going past, and we have a big cart that's coming our way now. If he pops up like that, we're going to reset him. Just put him back. We got the cart coming right now. Like with anything else, sometimes it takes them a minute or two to focus and get into the groove and stay in a sit stay with all the distractions. And I'm just practicing a little sit stay here. And if you're going to try something this extreme, hey buddy, good. Make sure that you got rewards, because even 30 seconds of staying here, you can come behind me if you want. See, all I'm doing though is luring him, and this is such a big distraction for some reason. Like he won't even look at the reward. But see, this whole time the leash is loose though, so it's still technically a sit stay. Good. And because I'm never restraining, you never restrain. If you restrain, you're going to cause him to get stressed out and nervous. All I had to do there, he looked like he might have been getting up. Nope. Do that. Looked like he might have been getting up. This is how nervous he is. He doesn't want to take his treat. But you can see, I still have a decent sit stay. Good. And the food does, if he will take a treat in a crazy, stressful situation like this, for him it's stressful, then you know that he's starting to calm down if he will take a treat. So I'm just going to end this sit stay on a big success. Good. Wait till this cart passes by. Extra big, crazy things like that that can trigger a dog. So he's basically staying there. Good. I'm going to release him to be free. Go. Now he's free. So we practice. It's okay. So we practice a downstay out here, and it's a different location. Good. Than the sit stay, because I wanted to show you how he could have a stay in a lot of different situations. And it is kind of it's a crazy situation. And with all the things that would happen, he popped up because we had a big vehicle go within like a few feet of us. Good. We have a forklift coming there, which always would trigger him in the past. Good. At least he's staying down. It's just a beeping and it's something strange he's likely never seen before. But this, we're really after, it's not about showing off, it's really about the byproduct of, hey bud, the byproduct of being able to at least focus, this dog that had no focus in the beginning, and to be calm enough to stay in a downstay even for a minute or so in the presence of lots of distractions. The byproduct of ending this downstay successfully. Okay, come on buddy, okay, sit, would be that over time, he's just way less triggerable. Go, when he's not in a downstay, he's way calmer in general. Come, and if somebody tries to touch him or whatever, you call him away. Although we haven't had any issue with being aggressive with people here, but I'm just showing you what you can do if you have to. And we're really after just doing things that are difficult for him to handle. And he's gotten so much better with this, so that anything in life that comes his way, he's just less triggerable, less reactive. At the very least, whatever those things were before he came here, at the very least, those things pop up again in your life, and you got 20, 30, 40 seconds to call him away instead of him just going crazy and reacting immediately. So it's just about building up a fuse, so to speak, with him staying calm in the presence of a lot of distractions, a lot of craziness, loose leash. You always have, come, you recall, good, get him out of there. You know, if it's a situation where he's can't handle it, or if he's, you know, misbehaving in some way.